Alright, it is 9:27 a.m. I don't think the watches has changed. I did look a little bit, nothing I really liked. I'm just gonna have these meme stocks, a list of stocks on watch to see if it does any potential moves. If I were to consider a put option for 220, the strike at 220, I probably wouldn't be too interested in it. Just because this is, in theory, at least right now, pre-market, anything can happen, is putting up a higher low, so that could really, push towards perhaps, this drop. It bounces a little, maybe it doesn't get to the highs, but then it kind of holds itself right here. It seems not too likely that it will do it because at the market open there's a lot of price action, but it is a potential sign, and it's just not worth my risk to consider a put option there, especially now that I know that one contract would still be, like $1,000 position. So that's the case with that. I will be watching really DPLS the most if it can do a morning panic bounce play. Second best would be APTY, then FBCD, and then I guess MJWL2. That's where I'm at the moment. It's just going to be morning panic bounce play potentials. Really would like to see DPLS, but that one can just continue spiking. Who knows? Alright, it is 9:46. I was very close, but I didn't get in DPLS. I tried one buy at 9:42 right here. I probably just had too tight of a limit. Probably should have had it at 7. And I just didn't get executed here. Then I thought one more time, 706 at 9:43. So this one was a bit iffy because it had a morning spike first, and I didn't, of course, want that. I wanted a morning panic bounce play. Then we had this panic here. I mean, if you look at it, it is nice, 79 to 60, yeah, 69-ish. Very little in the 68s, but overall the volume was just fading. But I don't mind missing this because the price action was super sketchy. Like, we had this big wick here and then it kind of came back. This is when I was really interested, when we had that red candle, so that's why, I really considered it right here at 9:42. Didn't get executed. And then here we had another one of those sketchy wicks. So, all this time I was just like, I don't know, man. When it does a sketchy wick like that, and there was a lot of people selling. There was a lot of people on the ask, so it threw me off because the price action wasn't perfect. The only thing that was clear looking is the fading volume. This thing was just weird with a wick here, a big wick here, and then it shoots back to the level. But now it's at VWAP, so had I have gotten executed maybe at probably 7 cents right down here, I'd be at 74. Not a 10% move, but I don't see why I can't go to 77 with the way this stock has been trading recently, so that's pretty impressive. I did look at MJWL. It was just trading all choppy, so I didn't really consider this. That was the second one I was looking at. APTY had a spike too. Looks like this one might give me a chance for a morning panic bounce play, potentially. And then I think we had FBCD, but this one was, yeah, this one is still dropping. It's pretty incredible. I'm gonna probably prioritize APTY over FBCD. Maybe these will offer a morning panic bounce play. I don't regret missing DPLS too much because the price action was very not perfect, at least not ideal, but the fading volume was definitely there. So, and I did try to get in at least the second time I actually had a chance. It wasn't too tight of a limit, so yeah, I think some progress is made. They're good experience. I don't know. I'll keep looking for more setups. Alright, it is 10:11 a.m. I had I think this is my first short that I actually lost in, and I was able to short here with Schwab, but it was a very tiny, like, $80 position because I can't trade more than 1,000 shares or it would just break the 250-cent rule. So yeah, when I got on this trade, I felt like it wasn't the best setup either. I felt like I was gonna be wrong in it, but I said, all right, well, let's just play and risk off of this 844 give or take level. So then once that level broke, I went ahead and I got covered. There was a little bit of slippage, but it wasn't that bad. It's 1,000 shares, so it might be hard to execute 1,000 shares. It's not really It kind of is a block size, but not really. And my short was at 832, and that was 1002. I don't know. I guess I was salty for missing DPLS in the dip by here, and that's when I tried to take a short right here. 1002. At least it was a small, like $80 position. I shorted at 832 right about here, and I knew this thing was like making a sketchy triangle potential bull flag, and that's pretty much what it was. I think, I think this was a kind of a stupid trade, and to summarize it, it's just don't short into a potential bull flag, really. Yeah, definitely shouldn't have done that, especially as it was starting to narrow. Maybe if it was like back here, sure. And then once it started to look more like a bull flag, that's like when you say, okay, maybe I should get out of this, because this is looking like a sketchy bull flag. And that's exactly what it did. And would I short this? No. I'd consider maybe a head and shoulders, but I don't see that anywhere here. So it's just going to be a watch. Yeah, I just shouldn't have traded it. And let's just go over the others. APTY. Looks like it had like that VWAP confirmed breakdown. I didn't see it. FBCD keeps fading, but I wouldn't want to short this, even if I, like it's just a low, super low priced stock. It's like, is it even worth it? Maybe, but I don't like how choppy it is. So that's where I'm at with that. AMC, haven't really been looking at the list of stocks lately. UONE is well below 20. BB's in the 13s. MJWL, okay. Yeah, GME is trying to bounce back and maybe reclaim 220. This might be more interesting, but right now no setups at the moment. Alright, 1021. I think I need to take a little bit of a break. I'm starting to feel like I'm being a little too reckless, but I did trade AMC here because this looks like a cup and handle. This is a drop cup and then the handle. And I went ahead and you see the level was right here, 55.50, if it could hold above it or not. And right now it's struggling, so I don't know. I just sold my entire position, with the idea that maybe it won't be able to. It can, I think it can, but I just didn't want to wait longer and risk a downtrend and maybe a loss. So this thing could be it could reject this level. It's like a head and shoulders when you trade it, and you kind of risk based off the neckline, and this is the neckline of the cup and handle, this 55.50. It could totally do a nice uptrend. VWAP was also a level right here, and I just sold into the few spiking that it had above it, and yeah, I sold it. I bought at 530, 55.36, right about here, and that was in this candle. 19, wait, what? Oh, excuse me, 54.87. Okay, yeah, 54.87. I was like, that was a kind of high execution. 54.87, give or take, right here in this candle, just looking like a cup and handle. I traded 10 shares, which was a $500 position, and then I sold at 55.36, right about here near the top of this candle. It did get as high as 57, so just 20 pennies. And I'm gonna guess, yeah, that was a small profit right there. Just a tiny cup and handle. It could still play out, especially if this VWAP helps and acts as a level of support. This thing can do a nice rip through maybe like this 56 level, because there is resistance. There is resistance up there, but if this thing were to crack VWAP, I would cut the trade if I was still holding it at 55. It's really important that it holds 55. See if it holds 55. It looks like a maybe. No, it looks like a no. It's trying. It's definitely trying to hold 55. This was a lot better of a setup than that DLPS short I just had. That was a pretty crappy trade. It looks like it held, at least for this candle. We have 10 seconds. See how it closes. Sometimes you see it do a lot of price action in the last few seconds of the minute because they want to change the way the candle looks. It's looking like it could play out, but I'll make an update and see eventually what it does. Yeah, I'll just wait and see if this plays out, just out of curiosity. Yeah, the OPS is still hanging in there. It is putting up lower highs, not by much. 86 is going to be an important level right there. But I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, it didn't work out here. Let me try again. And I just paper cut myself. I mean, I can't paper cut myself because I trade very small position sizes, and I do have the PDT on that short selling account. So it'd be pretty impressive for me to somehow lose a lot of money being short an OTC. So we'll see. I'd be in theory short this, but I just don't know if it's because I missed out here, I messed up here. I did trade it, but I missed out here, and now I'm just trying to revenge trade, or if the setup is actually working. If it's like not even gonna put up a decent lower high, if it's just gonna crack the level, it could do it, or it could keep running. So yeah, I'll just make an update later. Nothing clear at the moment that I want to trade. Okay, 1028, just a few minutes later. It looks like it is trying to test that 56 level. If it's gonna break it or not, who knows. Anything above this neckline at 55.50 is gravy, if you ask me. It looks like it is struggling. It did hold it until it had that big big green candle, then a red, then a green, and now it's kind of struggling. But it's 1028. It's not really midday, but that's nice. It got to it did touch 56. Now it can do whatever it wants here. GME is back at 220. That is interesting. I don't think I can show it. Yeah, I can, but the option, how do I don't even know how to copy the option, to paste it in the chart. So, but yeah, GME was nice because it has that volatility where it goes from, $11 per contract, and then it gets as high as 19. Well, in this case, it got to 18, and then it's back at 11. So that's really, really cool. And it expires in 2 days. That's kind of dangerous if you ask me, because with the option you can hold it for several days. That is kind of sketchy, but that's impressive. 220 looks like it might reject. It would make sense if it cracks VWAP, tries to get above it, gets way above it, then it just downtrends. But I don't know. Nothing I want to trade at the moment. If I was super risky, I'd consider maybe a put option for 220, and maybe risk off of 220 as well on the chart. Just trying setups really. AMC is at 55, 80, 90-ish. DPLS, is it still holding that level? It's cracking it now. That was a puny lower high, I mean. Now it's cracking this 86 level. This could be nice. This could be really nice. It could touch a VWAP. It might drop to the 84, 83 level and put up a head and shoulders too. A sketchy looking one, but who knows? Let's see how this thing trades. I'll make an update later, but that's cool. Okay, it is 11:05 a.m. It is going to be midday soon, so I'm going to refrain from really trading and just kind of start working on other things. But yeah, I haven't been looking too much at the markets, but FBCD, nothing I want to trade here. It's just downtrending. AMC, yeah, it did get as high as 56. This was a cup and handle, right? Here's a cup handle. It did get to 56. It did crack the neckline and the VWAP level at give or take 55.50. That wasn't so bad of a setup. That's like something where if I traded a $5,000 position, I mean, it wasn't really that good percent wise, but I could have sold obviously into like 55. I guess it's not really that much. But I think that was a good trade attempt, a lot better than DPLS. Blackberry isn't, it could be an inverse head and shoulders, but I don't like how it feels like it cracked some support level. Yeah, at that 13 level. If you want to be specific, maybe that 14 level. That's not looking so nice. It could work here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Timing isn't really good, you know, 11 a.m. It could play out though. I guess I'll watch and see what it does. MJWL, nothing. GME, yeah, I probably could have considered the put option when it was at 220, right? And then especially when it put up a lower high here, I wouldn't have been so bad, but I don't think there would have been much profitability. Let me just take a look at this level, give or take. Let's just say 1029. Yeah, 1029, the option was at 1179, and right now it's at 13, so it's not that amazing. It's not that amazing, but you know, it is going to have VWAP as potential resistance. It's not really too ideal. UONE is trying to head back to 20, APTY. That's nice. I saw, like, you know, if this was higher, maybe I would have traded it for a head and shoulders, but that wasn't the case, and I don't regret missing this at all. It's not bad. RSHN, it's a runner. It's on the third day. It's not too ideal. Yeah, this one just kind of put like one of those sketchy triangles again. This one went on the downside. And DPLS, I did not trade this because it looked like it was holding this level way too nicely. And that was probably a really good decision. Very nice, up 36% on the day. Had I bag held this, oh, it's only an $80 position. Well, I'd look like a dumbass, you know. That's why you cut losses quickly. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm still profitable, just a little, because I had that AMC trade that worked out. But yeah, I totally missed out here. The price action was very choppy. The only thing clear here was that the volume was fading. Okay, it is 2 p.m. I am back, and this is shocking. Look at DPLS. Overall markets are down. It is looking pretty bad. What? Is this real? Just have a... Why are the markets just taking a dump? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you stay in cash. The only investment I have that I'm holding is Batcoin, a crypto, and I have a stop at 50 something cents. What is causing the market to just take a dump like this? Everything, almost everything is red. DPLS, this might have just dropped on its own because it's just, you know, too many days up in a row. I've never seen SPY just take a dump like that. I have never seen SPY just crash like that. Some kind of news just came out. This is so incredible. I bet the options are going crazy. I'll be back. This is incredible. I just want to see if there's any news as to why this is happening. Okay, it's 2:02, and maybe just a minute later, apparently some interest rates news. I've never seen SPY do something like this. Just one sharp high volume candle like that. I mean, that was just under 2 million shares in that 1 minute that was traded. 2 million shares. I can't get this thing to work back the way it was. I mean, just to do the math, 2 million shares, and let's just give it an average of 422, although it probably was lower. I mean, yeah, just right there, almost $1 billion. Almost $1 billion just traded in that one candle. That's crazy. It probably wiped out a lot of stop losses too. This almost reminds me of like a flash crash, although I've never really seen one with SPY like this. That is impressive. That is just impressive. Yeah, DLPS was doing its own thing. I guess eventually it petered out and had a downtrend, but yeah, I tried my short right here. You know, tried shorting. It got as high as 96-ish. Almost got to a... Yeah, that was pretty much resistance right there at a penny. And then we had this panic right here. This would have been kind of nice, 73 to 85. Because it was very predictable, very slow and easy. And now it just keeps panicking. AMC is down 8% at 59. BB looks okay. FBCD doing nothing really. UONE continues to be under that 20 level. GME is trying to stay above 220, but it looks like it's choking. MJWL still holding its highs, but I don't like the way it trades. APTY looks like it had a drop later in the day, but this would have been kind of hard. I probably would have traded this. Maybe the inverse head and shoulders here, maybe, but it's a downtrending inverse head and shoulders. The neckline here was nice. Maybe something could have worked out there. RSH and nothing I want to trade. If I were to pick anything, I would consider maybe a put option with GME, especially if the overall markets are looking bad and it continues to look bad. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. I'll just be looking. Nothing right now that I'm truly interested in. Okay, it is 3:34 p.m. and I did actually consider buying here. There was so much dumping, and just 4 pennies just held so strongly. I really should have probably have taken a buy, but then I didn't want to chase, and then I had to do something else. I don't know if it's still safe. This was like the furthest, right? 414. Just didn't want to get much further. Looking now, it doesn't even matter that much if it was 409 or 419 or 414, but this one was a nice, you know, it's not too ideal because it's not an inverse head and shoulders, but what I like about this setup is just that it hit that super round number of 4 pennies. And you might be saying, well, what's the difference between, you know, 4 pennies and 5 pennies? Well, I don't know, I feel like 4 pennies was more significant. You know, 4 pennies just are right at these lows right here. You know, right where it all began. I don't know. I mean, sure, I wasn't here when it got 7 to 6 to 5. But when it was at 4, it just held so well. It held so nicely. It didn't even crack below 4 pennies. And there was a lot of volume, you know, hitting the bid at 4 pennies. It just kept holding on through. And I probably should have went in long anyway. And I don't mind it. It got, you know, there's a lot of setups that I get in. And it works perfectly. Just like APTY the other day that I didn't hold long enough for. So it's not me. It's the market. This was a nice setup here. I'm just going to take a look at everything else. FBCD, nothing. AMC, nothing. I mean, it is working towards VWAP, but there's nothing I really want. It's putting up higher lows, sure, but I'm not the kind of guy who just randomly trades, you know, uptrending higher lows. Unless it's like a first or second Green Day stock, I'll be interested in those, but not really. AMC. BB, similar, just not good volume. Well, volume's good. I mean, it's not really good range. UONE is uptrending a bit more. It touched VWAP. GME is looking nice. Back at that 220 level. That's incredible. I was interested in it, like a put, but then when I saw this price action and this potential uptrending, I just didn't like it anymore. It did nice. MJWL, nothing I want. APTY, nothing either. RSHN is nothing I want either. There's really nothing that I'm too interested in. Really cool to see that nice, just cool. I've never seen SPY do something that massively. You know, in 1 minute just traded almost $1 billion right here. That's pretty cool. Nice comeback. It's still down on the day, but not much. Let's see if it can hold VWAP, and yeah, I'll make an update maybe towards the market close. I doubt I'll trade anything. If anything, it would have been DPLS right about here, but I just did not get in, and I didn't want to chase that one. Alright, it is 1:13 a.m. I'm trying not to be loud. Anyway, I wanted to finish off the the daily recap for today, but it looks like there is an outage problem with eTrade Pro, so I'm not able to log into the issue. It is just in this loop right here. I'm not able to log in, so I'll just do this recap. I will have it uploaded, I guess, later today, but yeah, I just wanted to make that update right here. I just want to hold myself accountable, and I guess to the 1.5 people you guys who watch these videos, just wanted to make an update here. I'll make I'll finish this off later today. Alright, it's a bit unusual, but 8:49 a.m. I just want to review what happened yesterday. Everything that went through yesterday. I had that trade with AMC, and that was a cup and handle. Where was it in the chart? I believe it was right here. And it got to this level where I sold at, but it did get as high as 56, but that was the most it did. Not really too bad of a setup, but honestly, if I want to do risk reward like 3-to-1, for example, if I'm gonna risk 53.60, give or take, if it cracks below this 53.60 and it's right here, I need to be going for at least, in this sense, 30 cents. And I guess that worked, but I need to apply that more in my trading, and maybe pick it on the stock that has more range. It still was something, but could have been a lot better. I think the setup, I just feel like it could have been better, but it did work out. It obviously did work out, just a little. Maybe I was totally fine trading it, I'm not extremely sure. And then the other one that I traded was, oh geez, I don't even remember. It was on DPLS. It was a short right here. Ultimately it did have a major crash, and I was shorting here in the 84 level, which is pretty impressive. That I was somewhat on the right track, just not necessarily the right moments. It was the final day, the big red day. Unfortunately, this 40% drop, it's going to mean that there's not going to be much of a morning panic bounce play. It might even try to uptrend from here today. Still nice, I guess it did show topping action when it was around this 11 level, but it wasn't necessarily anything clear. This would have been probably better. The shorts breaks VWAP, gets past VWAP, and then it's showing struggling signs here. This would have been a pretty good short at 82 cents. Immediately profitable at that 57 level right there, which is pretty nice. I'll just have to be looking forward to stuff like that. Looks like GME today's at this 223 level. Yesterday was just random trading, not really, it's been like that for the past few days. Nothing really just clear and sincere. MJWL, I guess it did do a run up towards the end of the day, but nothing that nice. It's done better ones. BlackBerry, I'm just probably going to remove this one. It just doesn't trade with much range, and if it's going to just slowly downtrend like this, it's not going to be good for any kind of quick setups either. So yeah, I'm just going to call it off. Just it was just a good trading day yesterday because I learned a lot. I think it was the first time I lost something on a short, which is totally fine. And yeah, dude, I look forward to today. We'll see if there's any good setups for today.